So I decided to do a challenge of making a manga in 24 hours. But there was a problem. The problem was, during the day that I did the challenge, it ended up getting so busy that I didn't even end up using 8 hours of work. So now, 8-hour manga challenge. For this manga, I'm going to title it, I Play For You. And this manga is about this sad and tired boy with seemingly nothing important going on in his days, until he comes across an open door at his school, and gets curious and comes to find himself staring at a piano. At this point, curiosity got the better of him. Now he's trying to play the piano, and he's trying to learn off of his phone watching YouTube videos. At this point, I knew exactly what kind of YouTube videos to go on his phone, because that's exactly how I learned how to play piano. But I realized that trying to trace it would have taken a lot longer than actually drawing it myself. At this point, I was just trying to figure out how exactly I could fill out the rest of the page, and how I was going to carry on this story, because I only knew two things: what I wanted the story to be about and how I wanted the story to end. With the time limit being so small, I was trying to figure out how exactly I could fill out the pages using the least amount of detail as I could, and exactly how fast I could speed up the story because of the time frame. Now, with the next year rolling around, our MC finds himself in the piano class with an issue. The class was too slow for him. Now, at this point in the story, I don't want to exactly give away too much, but after a talk with the teacher, we find out exactly why the MC likes to play piano and how he feels about it. Now, I was seeing how late it was getting in the day and I knew how to go to bed soon, so I was trying to figure out a way where I could panel out the page with showing emotion but still not using too much. I don't know why I drew this. It was like 6 in the morning. Yeah. Now here I wanted to show just how much time and effort our MC has put into playing piano for himself. And by doing so, you're eventually going to reach burnout. And with him reaching burnout, he runs into a major issue and a shifting character that he thinks he's falling out of love with piano. And by saying his thoughts out loud, his friend thankfully distracts him about it. Now, with the clock ticking down and the sun's coming up, I realized it was 6 a.m. and I decided to go to bed and get some rest for a while. But this is where the issue started. I was busy for the entire day and only had about 3 hours left on the clock. But while I was out, the manga wasn't exactly not on my mind. I was trying to think of ways that I can continue the story and end it clean. With thinking about this, I also reminded myself I could use my own pictures and my friends' pictures as models for my next couple pages. Doing so sped up the process a ton, and I was able to get to the inking a lot earlier. Also, I would like to point out OBS screwed me over a little bit, and I lost footage of about 2 to 3 pages, so those are going to come in out of nowhere at the end. Finally being able to start the inking process, I realized I ran into an issue, and that I was still running out of time, and I had no time to exactly be neat about the inking process. So a lot of the inking ended up looking sloppy, but it still needed to be done. I also realized around 2 to 3 pages in with the inking that time was ticking by really fast, and I had about only 30 minutes left in the challenge, so I had to really decide which pages that I still wanted to get inked and which ones didn't really need it that much. And thinking about with how I normally draw with a sketchy kind of tone to it. I don't normally ink my drawings. So I ended up having some pages that were totally inked, not inked, or both. Now this is the page that I was probably the most disappointed in. It was the page that I was looking forward to the most too. It was one of the pages that I wanted to be like the page, like completely packed with art, detailed, but I ended up not having time to do it. The time was ticking down to minutes. So I ended up switching up the inking style and ended up not being able to finish the inking at all. And so with the clock ticking down to the seconds, I added the final little details in the text. So here's the results of the 8-hour manga. Now for some takeaways from the manga and the experience of drawing this in 8 hours, I will say that I'm kind of proud of how much progress I did make in 8 hours. I think if I had a little more time, it definitely could have been better art-wise. But I do think I did tell the story I wanted to tell. And if you couldn't tell, the person, the MC was me. I do think the challenge went a lot better than the previous one I did of making a manga in less than a week. I think the process overall went a lot quicker. I got a decent amount of pages in too. I definitely think my art has been improving on digital, been practicing more, and I think that this is one of the mangas well, one of the 2 mangas that I've made that I will genuinely want to probably remaster in the future when I do get more advanced. Well, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future, or any other challenges. And oh, fun fact, the next video you see will be when I'm 19 officially on March 22nd. So yeah, that's cool. Stay sober. Peace.